Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the quarterfinals. It is the second matchup on the stream, but actually the third one of the weekend, as the match between Poland and Indonesia is still ongoing. So I will attempt to update you on that match as it goes on. But right now, we have the match between Chile and Russia. These teams had unfortunate losses in the first round of this 3WC. Of course, the USA versus Chile match went 6-4 in favor of Chile, whereas the Russian Federation versus Sweden ended up going 5-6, with Sweden just edging their way through that matchup. So both teams in really unfortunate positions to be here, as they both have the potential to win those matches. But regardless, that's how things have worked themselves out. Of course, Russia being the highest seeded team in this instance, being at seed number 7, up against Chile, who was the 15th seed. So only just making it through the qualifiers, but have already shown that they are more than capable of being here, giving USA, the 2nd seed, a really rough run in their first matchup. So potential for both of these teams to really shine here today. But only one can come out on top, and the other will go home. So still trying to get all of the players in before we can kick this matchup off. Once again, it's going to be a first to 6, best of 11. Each team is going to get a single ban. And what you're hearing right now is the tiebreaker. Should both teams not have a clear victor after 10 maps, this will be what will decide things. But we will not see this for probably another hour if it does go that far. But while we wait for these teams to sort their roles and bans out, just to update those who are wanting information on the Indonesia-Poland match, it is currently 5-2 in favor of Indonesia right now. Indonesia managed to get surprising breakpoints on Poland's first and fourth map picks, being the No Mod 2 and the Free Mod 3, to find themselves in match point position. And as far as I know, they're currently playing the Hard Rock 2 to decide if that is going to be enough. It is Indonesia's pick, so that is possible. But getting back into this one, looks like we are almost ready to decide the pick and ban order. And Russia has rolled a 1. Which means Chile will be deciding to pick or ban first or second, and they have chosen to have their second pick. So Russia are going to be deciding the first or second ban here. Okay, so Russia are going to be having the second ban. Chile up first with a ban. Now, Chile in their match with the United States banned the Free Mod 3, which was the Gentleman map, which is that high circle size, low approach rate. of Fremont Pool. So we'll see if maybe they want to do the same kind of thing. They're not. They're choosing to ban the DT2 against Russia, which was not banned against them in the Sweden matchup. So that's interesting. We'll see if Russia are going to follow through with a similar ban as they did last time. Fremont 2 was kind of that stream map that they banned last time. And looks like I'm going to be having a bit of company on this one. As iFlame, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. We've got Chile versus Russia just getting into picks and bans. DT2, next ban for Chile. Unsurprising, Russia has been one of the best DT teams throughout this tournament and just getting in the ban for Russia.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting stuff. It's kind of waiting a long time for this Russia ban. Not quite sure what's going on, but we've had some issues getting them all together today, so I don't know if this is a potential issue on their end. But finally does come in. Hard Rock 1 for the ban on this one. And again, it was it's what they banned up against Sweden. So Chile opting for something different. Russia choosing to stick to their guns on banning that Hard Rock 1.
Yeah, Chile did look very, very good last week, especially Suntan and Gonza. They were the big carries, had very impressive individual performances.
Yeah, for sure. Strong stuff from Chile last week, but hopefully they can carry it through after what was really quite a crushing defeat against the US after getting so close. But we will find out what they are comfortable picking later, as Russia are up first. Any thoughts on what they're going to start out with on this one?
They definitely have some options still. Both the DTs still open. Chile, of course, could only ban out one of those. I think those are likely options for them.
There we are.
Russia?
Lovely. Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, I was going to say, Russia definitely had a bit of an underperformance last week up against Sweden where they lost in tiebreaker, so they're going to look to come back strong here, and we've got DT3 as the pick.
Yeah, DT3, not something that either team played last week. Oh, no, sorry, I do apologize. Chile did played DT3 last week, which was, they got 2.4 million team score. But yeah, I think this is different skill set in terms of what we saw last week in this free mod 3. I think it was this one that was different. I can't remember though. Let's have a quick look.
Yeah, it is end time. It's a very speedy map at 270 BPM. It's kind of one of the skill sets Russia has been best known for over the years, especially in 3WC.
Yeah, so you're kind of looking to compare these two teams on those speedier maps from previous weeks.
I think part of Chile's struggle throughout this tournament so far is they really have struggled to find that third player. On a lot of these maps, they have Gonza and Suntan who are in for most things, but they really struggle to find that strong third player who can put up really solid scores on a lot of these picks, and that is what cost them the point last week. Russia, meanwhile, has a very solid roster for this kind of a map. Squirrel-Din and CG, and it looks like it's going to be Yukari Smug for the third on the side of Chile.
Yeah, definitely a strong roster for Russia. And like you said, if that 3-2 plays against Chile, then already starting off this map, they're going to feel slightly disadvantaged.
Yeah, it's a very short map, but it can be surprisingly stamina intensive if you're not vulnerable at this level of BPM because of how few breaks there are. We already see early misses from Suntan and Din, just going to be trading for now. There goes Yukari on that first long stream. But after this slow section is when we get into the real hard part of the map, and that's when we're going to expect to see more misses from both teams. It's going to be Gonza and Suntan up against Squirrel and CG as Yukari and Din continue to trade misses. Going to keep things even for now, but Yukari needs to find some recovery. Really struggling on the accuracy, down at 87 now. Squirrel finds a big miss. FC down for Russia. There goes CG as well. All of a sudden, it's Gonza and Suntan, the two carries for Chile, who are holding onto their combos, and Russia's running out of time. Chile is taking over this map so quickly. Unless we see misses soon. There goes Gonza. There is hope for Russia, but Suntan needs to find the miss. There goes Suntan as well. The question is there enough combo on the side of Russia? 70,000 points dropping quickly. Gonza misses again. Din trades it back. It's just Scroll and CG holding and flips back over right at the end, and Russia will take the first point, just barely holding on to their own pick.
Yeah, so Russia kind of sneak away with that one.
And this is that kind of third player syndrome that I was talking about for Russia, right? We had two very strong scores in 750k, 650k, and then Yukari was down at 250k. You look at the individual performances last week. Suntan and I think it was Gonza were 6th and 12th individually. The third best individual performer for Chile was somewhere around number 51 in Ramu. So there's a steep drop off between their kind of top two and the third player in terms of individual performance, and we'll see how that affects them throughout the rest of this match.
Yeah, definitely could affect them in the long term, especially when you kind of get to those later maps and there's not a lot of choices left up on the board and you kind of have to make a decision, and not having that third, well, potentially not having that third solid player can kind of tunnel vision you into playing maps that maybe aren't the best for the scenario, which may work to Russia's advantage. But again, long time until we get there. I'm curious to see what Chile want to start out with as their first map pick.
Yeah, it's not entirely clear. They definitely have a lot of options. They are going to go for the free mod 2 Vortex.
Yeah, I saw this as potential when Russia decided to not ban it like the USA did in the round of 16 as a potential strong pick. But to see him go into it here kind of backs that theory.
Yeah, Chile do have a very strong tech free mod team. So I do like the pick for them for sure. Not 100% sure who will be taking which mods. I imagine it's going to be Suntan on the hidden. But as for the Hard Rock, I don't think the Hard Rock is necessarily something Gonza wants to play. So we'll see if they have Gonza on the no mod, or if they opt to throw Gonza on the Hard Rock instead.
Yeah, again, potential for Chile to maybe try and play around with a couple of different options in terms of who they want on what mod. But again, Russia, I'm not too sure what they're going to go for in terms of mods on this one.
Yeah, I think generally from Russia, we've seen Scroll taking the hidden, and Handsome Me actually opting into no mod for most of their free mod picks last week. But I don't think we've seen CG on the free mods yet, which makes me think we might be seeing Handsome on the Hard Rock this time. As normally, if you're going to have Handsome on no mod, we probably see either Daisuke or Suzuha in for the Hard Rock, but with neither of those players in this time around, my guess would be Handsome on the Hard Rock. But we'll see in a moment. All right, not the case. It's going to be CG on the Hard Rock. Standard mods from the other two teams looks like Yukari, Hard Rock, Gonza, Hidden, and of course, as we expected, Scroll on the Hidden. So mods matched by both teams.
Yeah, no overmodding on this one, which, you know, I guess is understandable on something like this. It's a big risk on a flowing focus map like this. But early breaks coming in before we even hit the big streams from Yukari and Handsome Me, which is probably favour to Chile, as they've still got the Suntan no mod. But again, early days.
Yeah, Gonza drops a ton of accuracy on that last stream, but does manage to hold on. There's a misses traded from Scroll and Yukari, Hard Rock, and Hidden FCs down. But there goes Gonza. That's a really big miss, as Chile loses their second modded FC. Now just Suntan on the no mod, trying to fend off both Handsome and CG, but one of those is a Hard Rock FC, and Handsome did actually miss right at the start, so not quite an FC, but combo is big enough that it's going to be a sizable advantage over Gonza's score. And we're already halfway through the map. Russia has a 100,000 point lead, and they're in the driver's seat right now. They could put this to 2-0 if Handsome and CG can hold on to their combos.
Yeah, with CG kind of like nullifying anything Suntan's going to be able to gain at this stage, even with the SS. Handsome is kind of just free to do whatever in terms of gaining score, and with such good accuracy, that's what you'd expect. Yukari not really going to help stop them with a combo reset of their own. Gonza trying to bring things together, but there goes the full combo from Sigi. And Scroll also be following reset, but Suntan's going to go as well. Handsome Me still holding on the no mod, and that just opens things up for Russia.
Yeah, and with the miss from Yukari, I think that's going to be it. Russia should be able to take this breakpoint with very impressive accuracy from Handsome Me. I think that's 2 or 3 x100.
Yeah, and I think it was... Oh, there is the reset, though, from Handsome, so I'm not going to be able to bring home a massive combo, but there's just not enough time, I don't think, for Gonza to bring this home. But I think for Suntan there, I think it was the SS curse of not getting any 100s and then just missing instead.
That's how it always goes. Yeah, that's why if you're like Handsome Me, you miss right at the start, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you got to take that tactical miss sometimes. Yeah, that's resulted in an early breakpoint for Russia.
It has, and we're still so early in this match. There's a lot of picks open. There's the speed no mod. Of course, there's the other DT that I think Russia are going to look for at some point. And then on top of that, I think Russia has looked quite solid on the as well.
Yeah, I'd be very
different team.
No, I'd be very surprised to see him break away from this. Maybe they lean into that no mod 2, that high 238 BPM. Or they could go into maybe they want to try their hand at the hidden one. The board's really open at the moment, so it's kind of hard to tell what they're thinking strategy-wise.
They looked, in qualifiers at least, they looked really, really strong on some of the more gimmicky picks, the Hidden 2 and the Hard Rock 2. They had very strong placements on, but I don't believe they played either of them last week. They looked good on the Hard Rock too, but they really struggled on the Hidden One, having the 10th best team score out of 12 teams. So I feel like we might see them stray away from the HD1 unless they feel a lot more confident on this one. But Chile has looked good on the Hiddens as well. Suntan especially, as well as Gonza, are both very capable hidden players. So I don't think that's it's an unnecessary pick this early on in the match. And it is just going to be the speed no mod.
Yeah, again, I think it makes the most sense to start with. No need to, like you said, pick into maps that have any sort of risk. I think this is much more in their comfort zone, so I think Chile are going to be limited for options in terms of their roster on this, so...
Yeah, I think we're likely to see a similar roster to the DT3 pick. It's going to be Gonza and Suntan in for most everything. And, you know, since Yukari was in for the DT3, I imagine Yukari is going to be in for this pick as well. I'd be a little bit surprised to see Suntan not come back in for Chile.
Yeah, I'm going to put that down to probably practicing the map, like what looks like the rest of the Russian side are doing. As we're still waiting for one of them to show up.
Yeah, Russia. They're a blank slate over on that other side. We're almost definitely going to see Dasuke, who's incredibly strong on the DTs. But Russia's been quite flexible with their DT roster so far in this tournament. We've seen players like CG and Din in for the speed. We've seen players like Squirrel and Handsome in for the aim. And there are CG and Din, so Russia has their speed lineup in, just waiting on Dasuke for that last player. Oh, it's going to be Squirrel instead of Dasuke. A little bit surprising, but Squirrel is very capable of playing these DTs as well, so I mean, Russia just has one of the strongest speed DT rosters in the tournament. Of course, this is not a traditional DT map, this is just a no mod speed instead, which means it's not going to be quite as fast, has a much lower barrier to entry, and that's going to give Chile hopefully a bit of an easier time on this one. Certainly can't count Chile out yet, though. We saw how close they made the DT3, a map they weren't favored whatsoever on, and Gonza and Suntan very nearly brought it back into the ending. Couldn't hold on, but we could certainly see them put up some good scores here as everyone hits the first stream without too much problem. We do see Yukari dropping a little bit of accuracy. Here we go into the trickier part of the map as we're going to start to see more accuracy drops, more misses. Yukari is really struggling. Accuracy down to 90%, but is holding on to that combo, and that's going to be the key. If Yukari manages to trade misses with other players on Russia, the accuracy is all of a sudden not a big deal, but in the meantime, it's going to be hurting Chile quite a bit as they're already down by 60,000. Din finds the first miss, though. There goes Siege as well. It's one FC left on Russia. And all of a sudden, Chile is going to bring this one back. The accuracy doesn't matter any longer as they're still holding on to 3 full combos halfway into the map, showing no signs of slowing down. The accuracy on Suntan and Gonza is so incredibly good. PG finds another miss. That was a massive drop, tanking the accuracy as well. There goes Yukari finally, but it's still 2 FCs holding. Suntan and Gonza have done it before, and they're looking to do it again, this time against Russia. And it's 400,000. There's only a quarter of the map to go. I think Chile is going to take this one. And Damarsh, is Chile the real speed team here? What's going on?
Oh, I don't know. They're having a field day on this one. Absolutely crushing it. But this is the sort of thing that we saw from Chile last round. They have the potential to just go off on maps like this. And when they do, it's a sight to behold, but it is the break point They desperately wanted to be right back in this match. And they've done so with a bit of style. Look at that. 99.38 from Gonza on this is just lovely to see. Solid score.
They certainly have. And you know, they had the #1 score on DT2 last week. It's a team not to be underestimated on some of these faster picks.
Yeah, and I feel like that was really hard to see coming, like especially when we saw End Time just before this. I think Russia took that and thought, well, we're doing really well on this, so it makes sense to go into this. But again, every map is different, so you always have to think of that risk before you go into it. And Chile wasted no time going, now trying to mix things up with Spirit.
Yeah, the HD2 pick is interesting. On one hand, I think Chile has been very good at the low AR picks as well as generally the hidden picks, but Russia has also been a very, very strong hidden 2 team. They were 4th place on the hidden 2 in qualifiers. They had hidden 2 banned out against them last week by Sweden. So Russia has very, very strong hidden 2 players as well, and I could see this one going either way.
Yeah, again, it's one of those maps. Could go either way, but especially with the momentum they've just gained off that No Mod 2, they might catch Russia off guard here. But again, it's a big adjustment shift, and I wonder whether Gonza and Suntan can get tripped up by the change in pacing of this sort of map. But we'll see.
We certainly will, and what's more interesting to me is we saw Chile struggle on the hidden 2 last week as well. I think it was pretty much 500Ks across the board for them, and that placed them solidly in last place for HD2 in terms of team scores. And this is a very different HD2, but we're really going to need to see all of the players on Chile show up for this one. It looks like we're going to have Nikor in the lobby.
Still waiting. We don't seem to have a... That must be a client side, surely. Oh, there's Suntan.
Go.
Suntan?
Suntan doesn't want to play this one.
Oh, I don't play him. It's a master.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play HD2 either, let's be honest. There we go.
Wakey,
Just
wakey.
needed a little extra encouragement.
He was forced to play hidden too.
Aren't we all? Look like it's gonna be missions traded for both teams very early on in the map. Stats aren't showing up on stream, but this map is 3 minutes and 36 seconds, AR8, 175 BPM, so very long one. Lots of time to get the combo back. Nikora does find another miss though, but yet again traded back by Din, and there's gonna be no advantage either way.
Keeping things nice and even, starting this out. Din with another reset, so that score bar is kind of just giving me an O face right now.
Oh, but now it's Gonza. That's going to be a big miss. It's going to be 2 FCs to 1 in favor of Russia. Scroll trades it back now, and these teams are so evenly matched early on. I I believe it should be Chile right now, currently in the score lead, but not by much. Ansem finds a big drop. Last FC down for Russia. Now Santan has a chance to run away with this one. Has dropped quite a bit of accuracy, but this is a very hard map in terms of accuracy. You see the accuracies are low across the lobby.
Yeah, you'd want to believe that. Just looking at the scores, you can definitely see that Suntan is in the lead, right? Well, Suntan for Chile is leading the charge. And Din finds another reset. Probably going to be finding a reset as well.
Yeah, but Suntan holds on, and that's all that matters. Gonza can drop, Notori can drop, but as long as Suntan holds, Chile will be able to take this point, but there's still a lot of map to be played. Half of the map to go. The problem is, Russia cannot build up any combo. There goes Suntan. But now it's Scroll versus Gonza, right? Gonza's right back up to battle against Scroll, and Russia's not going to be making up any ground in this score lead unless we see Gonza miss.
Yeah, as long as Gonza holds the line, nothing Scroll can do, and we'll find a reset on the slower section. Unfortunate for Russia. And one chance really to fight back into this has gone up in flames as Chile look to bring home this second point and tie things up.
Yeah, it is going to be a second point, and despite the miss from Gonza, it is unfortunately too late for Russia to make the comeback. 200,000 points and just very little combo outside of Handsome. So Chile taking a break point, now on their own pick, and they've got some momentum going into Russia's next pick. Russia, after losing the speed pick, they need to find something to just disrupt Chile's momentum here.
Again, Handsome will probably bring this a little bit closer, but like you said, just not enough time, and he doesn't even hold on to the end, so beautiful little point for Chile there, as they are able to tie things up 4 maps in. So dropping an early break point. And now Russia have got to come up with something else.
They do. They do still have some picks open, of course. They've got the DT1, they've got the Hard Rock 2 that they've looked fantastic on so far. 4th on it in qualifiers, 4th on it last weekend. Maybe they get 4th on it again this weekend. Who knows? They're going to opt for the Nomad 4 pick instead. Both of those out the window, but this is a CS5 pick, so some element of precision. The circle's a little bit smaller than usual.
Yeah, I find that this map, a lot of players are either doing really well on it or they're just unable to hold that combo. Like you said, because of the precision element, adding another layer of difficulty to this one that I think catches a lot of players out. But you're really looking for those mainly like hard rock style players to come in to try and represent a little bit, because it's one of those maps that kind of stands out as something you'd see in a hard rock pool, but is here in the Nomad.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if we're going to see Squirrel come in as the last player for Russia. Someone I feel like could be very strong generally on precision, but I'm not sure if it would necessarily translate to this type of map, because the precision is not the main kind of focus of this map, right? CS5 is not crazy for most of these players, but we do see Squirrel in regardless, and I think that's a really solid choice for Russia. They have a pretty terrifying lineup for this map, but you can never count out Suntan and Gonza. They have been playing so incredibly well this tournament. You just can't count them out.
Yeah, you really can't. And I think that's going to weigh heavily on the Russian side. You just can't count them out. So you've really got to bring everything that you can to this sort of matchup. So let's see if they can avoid dropping yet another point, because Chile, they're on 2 in a row right now.
Yeah, and that's what's so fun about this matchup to me, right? On one hand, you've got Sunten and Gonza, who have been some of the best performers in all of 3WC so far. And then, on the other hand, you have the Russians, who don't necessarily have one player who can match the high highs of either Sunten or Gonza, but they're just incredibly well-rounded. Most of their players can play a ton of maps, and they have a much lower skill floor, I'd say. And we do see early misses traded on both sides here, but it actually looks like it's going to be a 3-way reset for Russia. So now it's already Suntan, the last player holding on to the FC, but this is a very tricky map. I expect to see a number more misses. I would be pretty surprised if Suntan found an FC, but I wouldn't put it past them. Dropping a ton of accuracy through this slider section is Suntan, but holds onto the combo, and that's all that matters. Actually, nobody missing in that section. Oh, there goes most of Chile right after. Handsome does trade it, but Russia could have a window back into this. Unfortunately, Suntan still holding on to the FC. Is going to keep Chile in the lead for now.
Yeah, Din going to be funding a reset as well, so one of the ones with the best accuracy on the side of Russia is down. That's going to really hurt them in terms of trying to get that score back. Scroll is managed. Never mind. You know what? I did it. You've done it.
We've both done it. 3WC commentators are conspiring against Russia. You heard it here first. And there goes Suntan as well. You know, we conspire against Chile too. But Chile has a big enough lead that this is a second break point. They're up 3-2. And it's their own pick. Damarsh, they could very easily put themselves up by 2 points here with the right next pick.
Yeah, they really could. They're looking so strong right now. They've really hit a stride that is just blowing Russia away at this point. And the further they can carry that on without dropping a map, I think, like you said, the stronger the position they're going to be in. If they can be up 2 points here, that'd be massive. For the for the Chilean side. I'm just trying to have a look to see what they might carry on into. Again, there is the No Mod 1, which is a much more low approach rate focused map at 8.2. So a lot of dense reading. Seen a good number of players get tripped up by that this weekend. So potentially solid pick there. But no, they're going to stick with the hidden and clean that out with hidden 1.
I like it from the Philippines. I think I mentioned this earlier, but Russia was actually one of the worst performers on the hidden 1 last week. However, this is a very, very different hidden 1. I believe it is much faster in terms of aim, Falcon Sound Team map, as opposed to last week. It was much more of a tech focused hidden 1, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one.
But I do think the higher aim focus is generally going to be good for Chile. They do not have TFGE, who is one of their stronger aim players. Not because he's not here, just because he's not on the roster, unfortunately. Not a 3-digit, I don't think. So they have a very capable aim roster regardless. Suntan especially, very, very capable. Russia, while they have been incredibly strong on speed and DTs, they have struggled quite a bit with some of their weaker skill sets. They haven't indexed into as much with roster building. You know, just looking at performances from last week, they have some very high highs, and also some very low lows. So we'll see if that comes into effect here and what roster they want to put together for this one. I have to imagine we're going to be seeing Scroll in along with Handsome Me. Maybe Tasuke for the last one. That seems to be their go-to for most picks here, and I don't see any reason to change it up for this one.
No, I definitely don't. So, there is CE. Scroll and Handsome Me for Russia. As they look to stop what is the Chilean force. As they look to pick up a fourth pick in this matchup. Which, like you said earlier, is going to put them in a really, really strong position if they're able to do it. So, again, it's a good chance for Russia. It's a sort of map that they would potentially be strong on. But Suntan and Sigi are going to be trading early misses to start this one off. A second break from Nikore really going to put them behind to start this out.
And unlike the last three maps, it's Chile starting off on the back foot, so now the pressure is on Gonza to hold on to this combo, keep Chile in the battle. There is quite a bit of time left in the map, but it's only minute 35, so that time is very quickly going to run out. CG finds another miss, but that combo was already dropped. It's not one of the FCs from Handsome or Squirrel, so Russia are going to sit very comfortably, but into the next spike is going to be the last test. Here we go. 3 misses, 4 misses. It's traded. That trade is going to be in favor of Chile, but there's just no one to match Scroll. Suntan is about 100 combo behind, and they need Scroll to drop as well if they want to make the comeback here. Another double miss from Russia. Gonza and Nikore are slowly building those combos back up as Handsome finds yet another miss. The score bar is going back over ever so slowly. Russia continues to find chain misses. The score is going to go back over if they keep missing. It is only Scroll keeping them in it right now. Oh, but Gonza finds the miss, and Russia should be able to hold on into the ending unless we see Scroll drop. It could be possible.
Yeah, Scroll going huge on this for Russia, really holding in, and he's going to have done enough to keep them in. Does drop at the end, but it comes too late for Chile to do anything. Really unfortunate for Chile. They aren't able to take advantage. Russia do what they need to. They stop them. They stop Chile at a crucial point in the match.
Yeah, that is just an incredible performance from Squirrel. This is a very difficult map, to me one of the harder ones in the pool, as evidenced by some of the scores we're seeing in the lobby, and all of a sudden it's all tied up and Russia's right back in it. They've gotten a breakpoint back, now they have their own pick, and we'll see if they can start getting some points back once again. They do still have some options, although the pool is fairly small, right? For best of 11, I think you tend to see a couple more maps in the pool, so the pool is very quickly becoming fairly limited. Now they've got something like the DT1, which could be risky, as Chile has also been a solid DT team. You could opt into one of the free mods, potentially. The free mod 3, I feel, would be quite strong for Russia.
Yeah, I think it'd be a nice map to carry on into. I think the maps they probably want to avoid at this stage would maybe be something like the No Mod 3. I don't see that going Russia's way. I feel like it's more a Chilean favoured map. But other than that, they've still got a couple of picks here. I think they'll be good until the tiebreaker stage. But if you think there's one of these maps that isn't going to get picked, no, sorry, 2 maps in this pool that won't get picked. They are going to go with a Hard Rock 2, though, over the free Mod 3.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot Hard Rock 2 was in the pool. This is one I mentioned earlier that I thought would be really good for Russia, and that's still the case. They've been really solid, both on the low ARs and on the high CS, and that's really valuable because both of those tend to be some of the most banned maps in any given tournament. Just because they are more niche skill sets that players aren't as comfortable on. So being able to play both of those as a high level means a team can't ban them both out against you, right? And that gives a pretty big advantage. So we'll see if Russia can get a second point in a row here and get themselves back in the lead.
Yeah, definitely think it'd be huge for Russia if they can pick this one up. Take advantage of stopping Chile, put them on the back foot a bit more. They have, I think, this map to kind of do it. I think if Chile are able to break back here, they're going to be in a real dire strait for the rest of this match. Trying to get a tiebreaker, but we will see what goes down as Chile look to get what's likely to be their two key roster members, which being Gonza and Stuntan in.
I'm quite surprised not to see Dasuke in for Russia. Generally has been the third Hard Rock player for Russia over CG both last week and in qualifiers. And I feel like that's been the case on quite a few maps today, so I'm not sure if Dasuke is just not feeling great or isn't actually available, but we'll see how CG can perform here as we've got... Damarsh, you want to pronounce that name for me?
UFT.
UFT, there we go. But no Suntan in the lobby is surprising as well, so interesting roster decisions on both sides. But obviously, they know best.
Yeah, so Chile opting not to go with the dynamic duo that they've been known for throughout this 3WC, but it might play to their advantage, bringing in a player who might be more specialized at this kind of thing. Gonza and Shifty going to be finding resets. CG, Yukari also going down, so Chile have used up all their full combos already. Russia still with 2 up on the board.
It's yet another very short map. 1 FC dropped for Russia though. Shifty does trade it back, but not much combo lost on the side of Chile. Now it's just Skrull trying to fend off those 2 recovery combos from Gonza and Yukari. CG following those up as well. So Russia's going to be able to continue to push this lead as long as Skrull holds in. Gonza, Yukari both missed. It's a full reset for Chile. Skrull drops as well. But now it's CG, the only combo left in the lobby, and Russia's going to continue on with their advantage.
Yeah, I mean, that full reset, Gonza's smoke says it all. That's really unlucky for them. I don't think this is how they saw this map going, but again, it's even with that drop from Siki, it's such a strong map for Russia. It was always going to be an uphill battle for Chile on this one. But it wasn't a map they needed to necessarily win at this stage.
It was Russia's pick, so not an unexpected result for Chile. They certainly didn't need a breakpoint here. They are very much still in this one, as they have the next pick and a few options, but I feel like Chile is very quickly running out of clear picks they can go for here. It doesn't feel, to me at least, that there's anything left in the pool that I would say favors Chile heavily. There are things you mentioned like the Nomad 3 that I would agree with you probably favors Chile slightly, but I wouldn't say it's overwhelmingly in Chile's favor. So this is the point in the match where the picks get a lot harder. Teams are going to have to think much harder about their picks, and every pick is going to get a little bit riskier.
Yeah, every single one kind of at this stage is inviting that little bit of risk. No pick is without potential surprise and underperformance, which is really probably what Chile was thinking when they took Suntan out. Either to give him a break or say, we need you to practice this map real quick. take the 2 or 3 minutes and just focus on that so we get you ready for the next map. That might be the thought process. But whether that's for Chile's own pick or whether that's for Russia's next map pick, we'll have to wait and see. But it is up to Chile to pick something. And I mentioned that No Mod 3 as a potential. Again, I'm really not quite sure what else they'd lean into. I think No Mod 1 is a bit too risky for Chile.
Yeah.
Oh,
it isn't. I was going to say it is unfortunate as well that Yuna is not here for Chile because you look at a lot of the maps left in the pool, and those are maps that Yuna would have been in for and was in for in qualifiers. The No Mod 1, the No Mod 3, even the DT1, I believe all maps that Yuna played in qualifiers. So now Chile is having to find someone else to be their third, putting even more pressure on Suntan and Gonza. But so far, they've been up to the task, and they've been keeping this match close. Now looking to get their point back on the DT1, keep this tied up.
Yeah, again, this DT1, like we said, doesn't come without the risks, but that AR 10.5 is interesting. I wonder whether this is what Suntan was sent off to practice when he wasn't in for the Hard Rock 2. That's just my theory.
Perhaps. Russia was one of the best DT1 teams last week, getting second team score overall. They did have Dasuke in for it, who seemingly is not here today, so that's going to help Chile out as well, right? Russia are going to have to find 2 other players aside from Crowell and Handsome to fill in that third slot. I imagine it's just going to be CG again. But it feels like both teams kind of lacking a roster player that would typically be in for this one, so mostly an even trade-off.
Yeah, it definitely is possible, but we will see as we enter map number 8 of this matchup. Starting to get onto the kind of long side of this one. So players might start to feel that little bit of fatigue set in. The accuracy on this one's going to be key because it's really high OD on this one, much higher than we saw in last weekend's T1. Gonza going to be finding the first combo reset early on. Still plenty of time to scroll. We're also going to have a late trade on that one. But
yeah, and it is 0.2 AR higher this week, 10.5 rather than 10.3, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the higher AR you go, the more those small numbers like 0.2 make a big difference. CG finds a miss, traded by Suntan, so as we get into this first Ki, Chile is in the lead with both Nikore and Gonza holding solid combos.
Yeah, Nikore really coming in for Chile here. And this one, Hansen Lee going to be finding a reset. And Russia really don't have anything in this one at the moment.
Gonza has dropped one of the bigger combos, so there's some hope for Russia, but as long as Nikore doesn't miss, that hope is ill-founded as they've lost most of their combo. It's only CG who's managed to really hold on to any combo, and there goes CG as I say it, so Russia really on the back foot now. Gonza finds another miss, but it doesn't matter. Nikore is there, Suntan has recovered, and they're up by 400,000. This is going to be a dominant point for Chile. There goes Nikore on absolutely nothing. That is the saddest miss. Luckily for them, they still have Suntan with the highest combo in the lobby.
Yeah, so they've not really given away any ground there, which is nice for Chile. As they play out the ending of this map, C going to be finding another reset, and like you said, dominant performance really for Chile on this one. Which is massive for them. And Russia are going to have to look for something else to bring home, or to put them onto even the match point, as Chile keeps this one even.
Chile picking with full confidence into the Russians on these deep T picks. That is a scary thing to do, but they looked good doing it, and now they're all tied up yet again, 4-4. We've got a best of 3 to be played, and only a few maps left in the pool. The picks are dwindling, the decisions getting much, much harder, and I think we're going to see Russia take some time on this next pick. Damarsh, what do they pick here if you're Russia? You know, do you kind of risk it, almost a coin flip, and try and go for that no mod 1, or do you opt into one of the free mods?
The way I see this, when I look at those last 4 maps up, because they're kind of in the corners. If you think like bottom right and top left for Russia, and like Chile being top right to bottom left, I'm looking at Russia to either go into... They are going to pick a free mod. I'd bet on them picking free mod 3 or no mod 1, whereas I see Chile at this stage going into that no mod 3 or the free mod 1. That's kind of how I see this one going. I don't know which one they're going to choose, to be honest.
I completely agree. If I had to pick one, I would look towards the free mod 3. It is that anti-mod. You know, Russia, as we've mentioned, has been good on the low AR, has been good on the high CS, but free mod, anti-mod can sometimes be a little bit of a different beast, and it obviously does depend on the individual map and how teams are feeling on certain maps on every given week. So while you can generally apply the strength on low AR, high CS, it's not going to be true for every map, and they're going to go for free mod 1 instead.
Interesting. This... Again, all of these maps, you can make an argument that either side could take this one, but I wouldn't favor this towards Russia just because it seems a lot more in the realm of those higher BPM maps that we've seen Chile bring home in this matchup. But there must be some strategy behind Russia's thinking, so I'm curious to see who they're putting in for this one.
Well, I think at this stage in the match, I wouldn't say any of the maps are really favored towards either team, right? Like, all 4 of the remaining maps feel like they could go either way, so I would have to imagine Russia's just taking the map that they feel most comfortable on and hoping they can outperform Chile on it.
Yeah, and that's probably the overall thought process behind this map.
Looks
they
like
took a solid 2 minutes picking it as well.
As they should. I mean, this could get them to match point, or could give them a tough task having to take a break point from Chile, potentially leading to a tiebreaker if they get it wrong. I imagine we are going to be seeing Scroll on the hidden as usual, but I think CG will be playing the Hard Rock to let Handsome take the no mod. We saw how good Handsome was on that free mod 2 pick. I think secured them the win. And on the side of Chile, I believe we're going to see similar mods to last time. Just Gonza on the hidden, Nikore on the Hard Rock, and Suntan taking no mod as well. So I think this is going to be potentially a battle of the no mods, with Suntan and Handsome should have a much easier time on the map, and these two have been some of the best players for their respective teams in this match.
Yeah, both of them have got respectable performances. I'm looking to Squirrel to play it big, I think, on this Russia pick. Been playing well on these like reading focus maps, so looking for more of that. But so far so good for Chile. They hold the early lead. With some accuracy drop from Sigi on the Hard Rock for Russia. But no, never mind. Gonza will drop the first combo. Sigi going to be trading it up though, so that's one mod apiece gone for both teams.
Yeah, there is some concern for Russia. You can see the difference in the Hard Rock players' comfortability on the map. 96% for CG, whereas Nakore is still at 99.8. Really impressive stuff for the Hard Rock one. Into the first stream section, and looks like everybody holds.
Yeah,
There goes Nakore.
Yeah, catching him out there. Gonza goes as well. That's good news for the Russian side as they still hold on to those two big combos. But Suntam trying to hold off, or trying to pull it back on the Nomad. But like I said, Squirrel's looking really strong alongside Handsome on the Nomad. So it's Russia's point to lose at this stage.
And CG has now recovered both the accuracy and the combo, so even the Hard Rock battle is now in favor of Russia. And they're just running away with this one.
Yeah, at this stage of the map as well, there isn't too much that you haven't seen already. So unless it's a big implosion right now from the Russian side, and it's not going to happen, Chile are not winning this point.
Untan will get the full combo, but not enough when you've got Handsome and Scroll both full comboing themselves. Even CJ putting up a very strong performance on the Hard Rock at 700k. And, you know, we questioned it a little bit. We thought it would look close, but Russia absolutely dominated. 750,000 this score lead in the end, and this is going to put a lot of pressure on Chile. Russia, of course, now on match point. Chile cannot afford to get this next pick wrong, or that could be their elimination from 3WC. Keep in mind, this is a loser's bracket, so the loser of this match will be eliminated.
Yes, only room for one, and at the moment Russia is saying it's me, as we look for Chile to go in with this one. Well, in my mind I was seeing Chile to likely pick between that and Nomad 3, so I'm going to put my prediction on Chile going for that Nomad 3 Night Fog over anything else, but I have no doubt they're going to take their time in selecting this one. I think at any of these maps, I think I'd be very surprised to see Nomad 1 come out from Chile.
Yeah, it's really tough to call with so few maps left. I think you highlighted the Nomad 3 as a potential Chile pick earlier. I do still think that should slightly favor them on paper at least. And it's the Nomad 1.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
It's okay. Neither do I, apparently. Does feel like to me Nomad 1 is pretty coin flippy on paper, right? I don't think either of these teams are necessarily known for their aim. They're both, I wouldn't say either team is bad on it, but I really can't favor either team one way or the other here.
Yeah, I think I look at when I saw Squirrel play so well on that Hidden 2, I was just like, yeah, was it Hidden 2 or was it the free mod? The low approach rate? No, it was this. It was on Hidden 2, where he FC'd. Yeah, he absolutely blew expectations on that one, and I'm kind of expecting the same thing here, which is why I kind of lean towards a Russia picking into this map. But Chile must have some plan.
And fun fact, in the qualifiers, Russia beat Chile on the Nomad 1 by 6,000 points. It was incredibly close, and I would say this week's Nomad 1 is probably much more comparable in difficulty to qualifiers than last week's, which Chile did not play, and Russia looked okay on off of a really big combo from Scroll, but otherwise it was Dasuke in as the third, so Din coming in as a replacement for Dasuke will be interesting, and looks like we've got Jufti in as the third player for Chile, in with Suntan and Gonza. Here we go, potentially the final map of this match. Otherwise, we could be seeing a tiebreaker. Can Suntan and Gonza close it out? Or will Scroll put up yet another big combo on the No Mod 1 to secure a win for Russia?
Well, Gonza and Suntan have opted to take GUFT with them, but an early break from Gonza is going to slow down their progression that they need if they want to take this one. Handsome Me going to have a relatively late trade up, but with 2.5 minutes of this map, we've got a decent way still to go. It's dead even right now as well. GUFT going to be finding a reset. Second full combo down for Chile. So Russia will now take the advantage. But after that, no real big breaks have come in. But that just favors Russia ever so much more as we're past the halfway point. Handsome Me going to be dropping, but it's not one of the full combos. There goes Din, though. That is one of the big full combos. And now Chile went from not being in an advantageous position to being in a very strong position, as it's all on Scroll to hold in this last third of the map. But they haven't got an advantage to work with.
And look who's coming. It is Gonza and Suntan, the two absolute beasts of a performer for Chile. And there goes Scroll. That's the last big combo down for Russia. Chile is going to be off to a massive advantage. GFT finds the miss, but it doesn't matter. It is the two carries for Chile holding on, doing what they do best. Gonza finds the miss, but Suntan does not. The accuracy is so good for Suntan. I believe that's still a full combo, and I think Chile are going to bring us the tiebreaker. Suntan finds the miss, but I don't think there's enough combo on Russia. It's pretty much a full reset across the board.
Yeah, GFT has the highest right now going into this ending, but again, Suntan and Gonza did what they needed to, and Russia could not bring it home. So we don't know much iFlame because it was a good pick for Chile in the end. And that has led us to what we now have to face, which is a tiebreaker, something to set these two teams apart. If you have been here since the beginning, you would have heard the map at the beginning of this match while we were still getting everything underway. And here it is, Angry Fire, the 7-minute tiebreaker.
I think this is a pretty well-known map. Damarsh, do you want to talk to us about it? No,
I mean,
no, you're with Angry Fire.
It's this is for anyone who's been around since like 2017, 2016. Like, you'll know what this map is. It's, for one thing, like I said, 7 minutes long. Only 5 seconds of that are you not playing the map, and it does have these like slower sections, which is really quite nice to kind of get your breath. But a lot of the time you're going to be playing, and at 220 BPM, it's got these big stream sections that decimate anyone who can't really tap them. So it's nasty. It's nasty.
It is, and it's got some really tricky aim sections in between the streams, right? So it's not just that stream requirement of 220 BPM. Your aim has to be on point as well, right? You have to be focused for the whole 7 minutes. There's, like you mentioned, you really don't get much time to relax on this map. But what are the final rosters going to look like for Chile and Russia? We're going to expect Gonza and Suntan, as well as Scroll and Ansemi. For Chile, we've largely seen Who's been the third for Chile? I believe it's been either Nikore or Yukari so far. But I think either of them could play this map feasibly, right? On the side of Russia, I have to imagine it's going to be CG in as the last player, unless Din feels more comfortable.
Yeah, I would have leaned to having Yukari in on this one, but they're gonna go with Nikore.
It looks like it's gonna be CG for Russia. I do like that roster selection from them. Notably, Russia would have loved to have Dasuke in for this one. Chile, actually, I don't think Yunha would have played this. Maybe Yunha would have played this. Not 100% clear.
Yeah, I mean, Yunha probably be okay on something like this, but I don't think they'd go, "Oh, pick me," for for something like this.
It looks like Chile has declined the timeout before tiebreaker. That is almost unheard of, but it is well within their right to do so. So we are getting right into it. The tiebreaker is technically free mod, but as you would expect, nobody is going to risk taking mods. There's no point of adding extra difficulty to an already very long and tricky map. There's going to be a little bit before we actually get into the map, so in the meantime, we get to enjoy the background and each other's company, you know?
Well, might as well. Like you said, it's slow, but when it picks up, this is a tiebreaker, guys. Don't worry. You know.
It is.
It's just gotta. You know, it's like you have to pass all the road signs of danger, turn back, beware. This is your final warning, and then you know, we're in that phase at the moment.
You know, we're just on the on-ramp to the highway. It's a slow speed up. But it does get there. Just takes a minute or so.
Yeah, it does nothing for your nerves though. Absolutely
no, it
nothing.
doesn't. There's lots of time to... Oh, there goes CG, gonna be the first miss, and like you said, the more slow section you have, the more time the nerves build, the more the anticipation builds, and we're gonna see some shakes later into this map, but here we go into the actual trickier section of the map. You see the 220 streams are relentless. You've got the aim mixed in there as well, but so far, no one else has found a miss. There goes Handsome Me, actually, so now 2 full combos dropped for Russia. Chile still holding on to all 3. They're gonna be in a good spot, but there's so much map to go. We're going to see more misses traded, and it is going to be a battle of consistency here. So Russia are going to have plenty of time to bring this one back, especially with CG recovering accuracies across the board, looking really solid. Chile actually all above 99 point. I think they all have the same accuracy on Chile. They are insane.
Yeah, that's synchronized tapping if I've ever seen it. Yeah, again, like you said, because it's such a long map, that score difference, even the smallest of score differences is amplified massively, because it takes so much time to build up any form of score, the way Score V2 is. So, you know, it's really going to affect, in the long run, if Russia have to try and mount a comeback. But again, they can just watch in awe at the moment, as we are. As we approach the third of this map, and Chile have not made a mistake.
Yeah, and even Russia have recovered really nicely. CG back up to 800, Handsome back up to 600, and oh, there goes Gonzo. That's a big miss, but Scroll trades it back. It is just FC's traded. Scroll really needed to hold on to start bringing Russia back into this one, but with that miss, Chile are going to continue to hold on to their advantage, and because of how long this map is, there's so much combo potential. I think it's something like 3,000, so if one player can put up a massive combo, it's very easy to solo carry a map like this, especially when you don't have any matched FCs on the side of Russia, right? If we don't see a miss from Nikore or Suntan, Russia might just never have a chance to get back into it, but We've still got half the map to go. Scroll has found a second miss, but Handsome and CG are still recovering. No, there goes CG. It is only Handsome. Handsome now drops. It's pretty much a full reset for Russia, and things are looking dire as Suntan and Nikore continue to hold. They're both up to 1.6k combo, and Russia is very quickly running out of time. They might need a miracle at this point. There goes Gonza, but it just doesn't matter. They see the break. They see the scores. Russia knows they're in trouble, but Chile might be a little bit nervous. Nikore and Suntan both need to hold.
And, I mean, you've got to feel for Russia. Imagine you played tiebreaker last week, you didn't win that, you played tiebreaker again, and Chile pop out 2 FCs. Like, how are you supposed to react to that as they continue and they approach the 2,000 combo mark with 2 FCs?
I mean, it is such impressive stuff from Nikore especially, right? We've talked so much this match about how Gonza and Suntan have been the carries of Chile, and they have largely, but it's such an impressive performance from Nikore to be up at 2,000 combo, right up there with Suntan, even better accuracy, and I think this might be decided. There's only a quarter of the map to go, and there's just no combo on Russia.
Yeah, I remember Sigi putting in the chat before this started that he was holding an FC when he practiced this map, and it just hasn't come through for him on this one. Suntan going down, but Nikore holds through and carries on, storming ahead for Chile as Russia have nothing for the last quarter. Handsome me at 200, but that's it. Nikore at 2,400.
Yeah, this is just an absurd performance from Nikore. The entire rest of the lobby missed on that last section, but Nikore holds strong, and right now, Nikore is single-handedly matching 2 of the players from Russia. The nerves must be crazy for Nikore. The big question now is, can Nikore hold on through the ending? That would be such an impressive full combo on a map this long, with tiebreaker nerves, with so many people watching.
This would be crazy.
The ending is the trickiest part, though.
And like you said, the slower sections actually cause more nerve build-up, so Nikore probably just waiting for these bigger sections to come in.
It's the jumps.
Nikore cannot be stopped. On the tiebreaker, bringing home what should be an FC. Unbelievable.
Into the last tricky section.
$99 AC as well. This is crazy.
I mean, it is just absurd. Gonza finds another miss. It doesn't matter. And here we go into the ending.
Wow.
And there we have it. Nikore holds on to the full combo. Chile will silence the doubters as they send the Russians packing. 6-5 for Chile. And they will be moving on to the next round of 3WC. So well played all around. Such an incredible match. And incredible to see different players stepping up for Chile when they needed those big scores.
Oh, I have the biggest grin across my face right now. What a performance from Nikore and Chile in general. I mean, say what you will, Suntan still brought 2,258 combo at the end there. Crazy good stuff from both of those players, and that is really what decided it. Nothing else. Russia was the first one to get to the break point, but Chile brought it back multiple times at the beginning and at the end of that match. So crazy good stuff for them. A deserved victory, but commiserations for the Russians. Like you said, they are off home out of 3WC.
Yeah, it's definitely a disappointing performance for them. I believe they were the 7th seed, so expectations were a lot higher, but first dropping to Sweden and now Chile means this is going to be the end for them, and they made it close, but Chile has just been playing incredibly well. You know, 6-4 against the US, that 2nd seed, and now beating Russia 6-5. Chile are a force to be reckoned with in the losers bracket. I believe next, let me check their matchup here. They are going to be playing the winners of... oh no, they're going to be playing the loser of the Brazil-Germany match, so they've got a tough road ahead of them, but if they can keep up the performance, maybe they can pull something off.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier for Chile in the next round. So let's see what else they can bring, but I wouldn't want to be Brazil or Germany losing that match after seeing what they've done to Russia. But like you said, that's for another week. Leaving us off now, just going to hop back over to the schedules in terms of what's next. I believe we're looking at
Canada, France.
Canada, France.
19 UTC, Canada, France. So that's going to be, I believe, about 2 hours from now. Should be a good match. Stay tuned for that. Anything else you wanted to add, Damarsh?
No, I'm ready to go.
All right. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Once again, huge congratulations to Chile, and thank you to Damarsh for commentating with me. Shades for the stream, and I hope you all have a good one. Oh, also, don't forget to donate to the prize pool. We greatly appreciate all of your support. Link is in the chat. But yes, we appreciate all your donations, all your views, and you have a good one.